Hey guys, what is going on? This is Josh from Spotted Euros. It's Tuesday, it's auction day. We're here at the auction, but first I wanted to just make an update video on where everything is at. If you haven't noticed, videos have slowed down, and the reason for that is because the dealership has slowed down. I'm a small dealer, I only have so many cars, so when the inventory slows down, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. We've got 4 different cars. 3 of those cars are in the shop right now, and all 3 of them, 3 of those cars don't seem to be easy fixes. At least they haven't been. So stay tuned. So it always seems like either everything's happening at once or nothing is happening at once. So right now we have 4 cars. One car that is ready to go. It's listed, posted, ready for sale. Is this 2013 Jetta TDI wagon. You guys have seen that before. Someone was ready to buy it. They took it to a mechanic. The mechanic said it's a great car. The only thing it needs is a rear wiper, which I thought was all good to go. And they brought the car back. They said everything was perfect. Everything's what they wanted. And then they said we're gonna think about it. So I thought I was gonna sell this car yesterday. It was all set up, but they apparently they need more time. So that could mean that they need more time, or that they're looking at another car. Not sure. So that's kind of a bummer. But okay, so first car, 2013 Jetta TDI wagon. The second car we have, or another car we have, is a 2010 Volkswagen Routan. Now everyone, I know, everyone says not to buy a Routan. I bought one a month or 2 ago, sold it at auction. It did really well, and so I bought another one. The first one did so well, it only made sense buy a second one, see if I can do the same thing. Well, lightning doesn't always strike twice. So when I picked it up, the van's in good shape. It has 70,000 miles. It's very similar, you know, it's in good condition. The problem is, after just driving it down the street, I realized it's not shifting. It wasn't shifting out of first gear. So that was kind of an issue. I sent it to the auction anyway. Kind of got jimmied with a really bad condition report. Somehow the condition of the van got worse from auction to auction. Anyway, didn't sell. So I decided to, hey, well, let's just try and fix this. So then I took the van to a transmission shop that was recommended to me. They looked at the car for a couple of days. They reset the computer, said that it was in limp mode essentially, so they reset the computer. They opened up the transmission. Everything mechanically looked fine, but I guess the filter, the transmission filter, had fallen out, so they put that back in place, replaced changed the fluid, and they said everything looked good. They told me they drove it around, and anyway, I picked up the car, drove it down the street. It was shifting fine, pretty smooth, and then something happened. It hesitated, and then it stopped shifting out of first gear again. The weird thing is, then it would, like if the car sat over, so it was over a weekend, so if the car sat overnight, the next day I'd start driving and it would shift fine for a couple miles, and then all of a sudden it would almost get confused and then go back to just in first gear again. So I took it back to the shop. Then So I took it back to the shop. They were looking at that, and then all of a sudden the ignition was having an issue to where they put the key in and it's almost like the ignition is turning on, turning off. They tried to figure that out for a week or two. They said they needed a new ignition. They put one in. It didn't make any difference. So then they decided to take it over to Volkswagen. Volkswagen said, hey, we don't even work on these. You're gonna have to take it to a Dodge dealership or Chrysler dealership. They did that. So the van right now is at the Dodge dealership and still getting diagnosed. I haven't heard anything. The last I heard was a couple days ago that it was at the Dodge dealership. So that has been a huge headache. Just simply, it's so weird. It's a weird car because it is a Volkswagen, so people want to say, oh, it's a Volkswagen, I don't work on this, or they want to say, oh, it's a Volkswagen, so I'm gonna have to charge it more, or whatever it might be. But then the reality is it's a Chrysler, so then they're wanting to pay you more, but then I don't know, it's just been quite the mess. And then to even take it to the dealership for them to say, oh no, we don't work on these, is kind of nuts. So anyway, that's been a headache. I don't know if I'll ever buy a second one, so or another one, that is. So there's the Routan. So we got the Jetta TDI and the Routan. The third car we'll say is the R32. Now the R32 is a super cool car. Really enjoy it. I'm not sure if I ever updated you guys. So the car ran at the auction, and or it was supposed to run, and I was watching it and it never crossed the block, so it never passed. So I came by, something happened to where, it's weird though, because I was driving the car quite a bit before I sent it back to the auction, and it was driving perfectly fine. Something happened to where the fans didn't kick on, and it overheated the car, blew the reservoir, and spilt all, the coolant went everywhere. So that's why they didn't run the car, is because where it was sitting, the coolant was all underneath it. Now sometimes when they're doing the condition report, they leave the cars idling, so it could have been then. I don't know, maybe it was just bad luck, but the car had idled plenty. I didn't experience any sort of like overheating or even getting hot. Everything seemed to be normal. Once again, once the car gets out of my hands, all of a sudden everything goes wrong. So I took the car back, took it to a shop that I always use. They took a look at it. There were a couple of things. One, it was leaking transmission fluid. The coolant was a thing. And then also it was throwing a bunch of other codes, like kind of random codes that didn't make quite a lot of sense. So they looked into it. Luckily the transmission was just, the filter was leaking a little. They put a new filter on, that solved that problem. The coolant was because the fans didn't kick on. Anyway, there's a number of electrical issues, so they were able to nail it down to the fuse box. The fuse box seemed to be bad on the car. It makes sense because it was missing the lid on the fuse box, so that makes sense. To where it probably was getting moisture in it or whatever else. But anyway, so okay, no problem. They told me to get a new fuse box. I ordered it. The fuse box came in. I gave it to the shop. They went to put it in and realized it was the wrong one. So it was just one letter off. I think for whatever reason, I think I ordered the wrong one. Instead of ending in a P, or instead of ending in a Q, it ended in a P. Anyway, completely different fuse box. So okay, no problem. I'll order another one. Ordered another one, was hoping to get it quick, and waited, went, just never was shipped. Turns out seller never shipped it. So I waited a week to get this other one that ended up never shipping. eBay was able to refund the money, but once again, it's just time. So the only one I could really order was one from Germany, which was actually cheaper. And I saw originally, but shipping from Germany, I figured it would take forever. So, which it is taking forever, but it is shipped. It is coming, so it looks like it'll be here at the end of the week. So another car that should be done and ready to go, but literally has been waiting 3 weeks on getting a fuse box in, just because of ordering the wrong one, the seller never shipping it, and then also coming in from Germany. So that's definitely been a headache. And then the last car we have, the one we picked up most recently was a 2000, I believe it's a 2007, 2008. It's either a 2007, 8, or 9, in that range. Mini Cooper, really good looking car. If you haven't seen, there's a video of when we picked it up, but it was leaking like crazy when I picked it up. It also had kind of a tick to it. I was pretty nervous that it was rod knock. I dropped the car off at another shop that works on Mini Coopers. So so we got 4 cars. 3 of them are at the shop right now, and they're at different shops, and they're all needing different stuff. So the Mini Cooper is at this shop. They seem to do good work. They worked on the last one. They were able to do a quick, good job at that. But anyway, this one's taking longer. Basically, he said the coolant's pouring right through the engine. Like when they pour it, well, first off, there wasn't any coolant in the car, and when they tried to pour some in, it's literally just pouring out of the block. So he's like, so clearly the head gasket is blown, but also it's super weird that it's leaking that bad. He's like, and obviously the oil, the engine oil is a mixture of oil and coolant, so that's not a good thing. So last I talked to them, they were gonna take the head off and see what it is. So it's been crazy. Like I said, either everything is selling, everything is moving at the same time, or all of a sudden there is just a big halt. It's the reality of being a small time used car dealer. I only have so many cars. I only have really so much available capital or cash to be buying stuff. So when stuff like this happens, where for some reason everything is just kind of stopped at the same time, it really kind of makes things hard. There is a quick update on the dealership. It has been such a headache. The realities of doing this and trying to get everything coordinated and get shops to do a good job, and to communicate with you and get stuff done, working through someone else. Anyway, there's a quick update. Sorry the videos have slowed down, but like I said, everything is slowing down. I'm trying to do everything I can to get things moving, and that's just kind of how it goes. But let me know what you guys think. The reality of being a used car dealer, I would say small car dealer, this stuff really kind of affects you and slows down business a lot, especially when it feels like a lot of it is out of your control. So just thought I would update everybody and let you guys know what's going on. So thanks guys, thanks for watching.